Espey Williams.
Yes, sir. How are we doing this morning?
We are doing good.
All right, everybody. Billy Berg, Marco GT5. Welcome to the show, and everybody out there. Please do not forget to like and subscribe to the K&M Connection because, as you know, I'm Tom Zink. That's Rick Martell. This is what we do.
The model.
Yes. Now then.
WAF. Let's talk about WAF. Let's talk about WAF because here's the thing I'm puzzled with, right? Unless you want to watch, I hate to continually shit on WAF because still the toughest tournament in the world to win.
Right.
Now, that being said, oh my God, I'm just checking out the chat already. That being said, I can't find results. And I just do not have the patience to watch hours and hours and hours and hours of the live stream. Now, all things considered, though, I went around and I started looking for results. Right. And I asked a very trusted source, where can I find results for WAF? And that very trusted source told me they're probably withholding the results until they're done adding the extra names. And I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, sometimes WAF, as they did with Europeans and some other tournaments, they wait until it's all over, and then they figure out which countries need to show a higher level of participation for their government funding. And they
what does that
add
mean?
Names to the list.
What the hell? Yes, Jay Clinton. I mean, the semifinals and finals were posted. If you want to watch the entire thing because you had nothing else to do, you can go on their YouTube channel, World Arm Wrestling Federation, if you want to watch hours upon hours. I don't have that much time in the day, but I watched the edited version and caught some of the highlights, which we can talk about. Because after what I saw, there's going to be a name that's going to be popping up at East vs. West real soon.
Are we talking about Mr. Krasi himself?
Well, when I saw him beat Ungerbayev, left-handed, I was pretty impressive. I don't know if everybody caught that, but no, was that right-handed?
No, it was a left-handed match.
Okay, so let me make sure I got that right. I saw that, and I was like going, huh. And I got so much more respect for Krasi now because in yesteryear, he was that guy that was, doing the pancakes and all that kind of stuff. And then he decided, you know what? I can't do this anymore. I decided not to. He went back to just normal training. And we all saw when he went back to normal Krasi, and he was still had those commitment matches that he already agreed to, that he started, taking losses. And of course, everybody was like going, what's wrong with Krasi? Oh, he's lost a step. Look, people, when you're at the elite level, there's a good chance not a whole lot of people natural. Because there's some, and I'm not trying to poke fun at people. These are the facts. Hashtag TATF, right? So when you're at that elite level, they ain't drug testing. Let's be real, right? So when you got that much money at stake and you got that much notoriety at stake, you want to do anything just to be up there, I personally am not, but, some people are. Now, do I have anything against those people? No, I don't. It works for them, But Krasi decided to go a different route. And, now he's kind of got back to where he kind of, I guess you could say he kind of leveled out, And now he's back.
Jay Clean points out that he says he was always natty.
Really?
Well, yeah, it's a little, I don't know. I don't want to say one way or another because here's the deal. He has given himself an advantage, and I'll get to this in a roundabout kind of way. The advantage that he seems to have given himself is that when you are natty all the time and you maintain it all the time, your power remains at a certain level, and you don't have to worry about the hormone fluctuations and all that stuff that would come with potentially coming off of something and then trying to compete at WAF. I've seen it a lot over the last 25 years. After drug testing came in, the guys would come in considerably lighter, visibly smaller, and they would attempt to compete at WAF. They wouldn't do very well.
Right.
So it's tough. It's actually probably, it could even be harder if you don't get the timing right to come off of something and then try to compete at a natty event. So Crassie, as maintaining his natty status, I think actually makes him a better competitor in a tested event. Now, I'm not suggesting that Angerbayev does all that stuff. Right. However, if there are some guys that were to come off to go to WAF, a guy like Crassie would have the advantage.
Yeah, because his body has maintained that certain level, you know. Here's my thing, because like, you know, we'll take me for example, is just as natty as can be. And I only knew about the word natty and what it meant like a couple years ago. So, you know, there's that. But I don't even do TRT. You know, I just rely on old man strength. And if I get through it, cool. If I don't, I don't. That's just the way it is, you know. But there are some people out there who do take TRT, but they abuse it, right? So there's always that. But as apparently, oh yeah, Monster Factory 5, huh? Okay. You got something you want to share?
I have nothing to share.
Because I'm going to tell you why. Right now, Phil Woody and Michael Todd are like this. So
Phil, where are you getting this from, Phil? Was Michael on a video? Did he say something?
Yeah.
Yes, I did beat Monster Michael Todd last year. I do know that he has a desire to get another shot.
That point is true. Yes, that part is true.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that in a minute. But
yeah.
These WAF, and we'll start the left hand because you and I love the left hand pullers, right? Am I pronouncing this name right? Reno Masek?
Yeah, Rhino. I don't know what the correct way is.
Out of Croatia. Awesome name, by the way. First place, left hand in the 110 kilo class. And
I didn't think he was that big, but apparently he is.
Well, I mean, I think because he's real tall compared to his other opponents, that weight has to be distributed somewhere, right?
So that's a good win.
Yeah.
There's a list of guys that only competed left-handed, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did Angerbayev put his arm on the table right-handed?
I didn't see it. If you did.
Yeah. Now, was it just me or did WAF, like, I don't know the numbers, but the tournament there was a couple of extra days added. Like, it's a little hard to follow.
What do you mean by a couple of days added? I'm not.
Well, the tournament used to take, I think, 5 days, and I think they've actually added time to that now for extra classes. They've extended the event. Like, WAF takes the better part of a week.
Okay, so when you were going to like Tokyo, right, for WAF, how many days was that?
If I'm not mistaken, it was, well, I think it's always been 4 days as long as I can remember.
Right.
Well, it wasn't 4 days in 1998, but into the modern era of WAF, it was always 4 days because you had like masters, grandmasters, physically challenged.
Juniors and
juniors. I think the juniors actually were on their own day now.
I think they kicked things off with them. Like, hey, let's get the kids going so they can kind of go do whatever after the fact, you know.
There we go. Jake Clean is pointing out that there was a stomach bug.
And here's the thing, you know, it was in Kazakhstan. Now, I'm not pointing, the finger at the country, but that's where WAF Worlds was this year. And then IFA Worlds will be in Malaysia, just around the corner, by the way. So, there is that. I'm excited for next year. That's all I'm. Hey, I'm excited for next year.
Hey, Swedish Arm Wrestling Television. Sweden Arm Wrestling Television has joined the chat.
Kriggy, what's up, my man? Some other interesting, and right now we're talking left hand. Bacho took third in the 100-kilo class.
To who?
Well, Krasimir took second.
So Krasi gets ahead of Bacho.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Who won that class?
Damn it, who did? I can't remember because it went Krasi second, Bacho third, Unger Baya fourth. And we're talking left hand. This is the 100-kilo class. And GB says Bacho was injured. Is that left or right?
Yeah. And this might be the perfect illustration of why tournament arm wrestling is less user-friendly,
Jay Clean
harder
says
to watch. It's harder to follow than, of course, the super match style of arm wrestling. Like, you really got to be hardcore to sit there all day and watch those matches with the time in between and the time for the setups and all that stuff.
If I was on, let's just say if I was on vacation, right, from work, and I had nothing to do, then my ass would be sitting up here with popcorn watching it. But, this is where we, even like, I'll give you an example. IFA Worlds 2021, that was here in the States, for the event, right? No, was it? Yeah, for the event. But I just pulled the Masters day 1 and day 2. I didn't even watch the Open. Not because I didn't want to, because the fact that, it was in Florida. So my family came. Once I was done competing, then I was officially on vacation. So yeah, that's how it went down. Kriggy says, how long do you believe that they will put out the results? I don't know. If you watch some of the clips, like the clip I saw this morning, the top 3 or whatever, it'll tell you who. I mean, does anybody care about who plays top, 10, 11, 12? Unless, somebody from your
Unless it was a significant name that all of a sudden placed way out of the running.
Right. So there's always that. But I'm going to give you a name. Alazan Muratov, Kazakhstan. Now, it's weird because, he's at a 110 kilo, took first place left hand.
He's an amazing arm wrestler. And he's a former super heavyweight. Because I am certain, didn't Cody Merritt pull him in 2019?
I think he did.
In the super heavyweight division. And beat him, of course. But really, really good arm wrestler that was heavier.
Yes. Speaking of Cody, Billy Berg wants to know how you've been training like a mad monkey in your match coming up with Cody Merritt.
It's more of a statement than a question. Billy just assumes I'm training. I think I'm just going to take a month off and rest. I don't need to train for Cody Merritt, do I?
Well, being that we've been wanting this match for 3 years now, right?
Really?
How many times have we tried to get you guys together and something always came up, or it just didn't work out?
Well, I don't know, man. Cody, I think Cody's on the decline. I'll just take it easy on him.
Then we switched gears to the right hand, but this one wasn't as many. But you got we'll call him Rhino. I think I might have butchered that. So Rhino sounds better. Rhino, who took first place left hand, took third place right hand.
That's interesting because are these results going to impact, and I think they probably should, the way that Engen looks at matchmaking?
I think whoever takes first kind of sticks out more of a sore thumb than somebody who took fourth.
I might have started something here.
You know Cody will chime in at some point.
Yeah. Somebody text
know?
Cody and tell him I'm talking shit about him.
Yeah, so Rhino took third. And right now, this is the 110 kilo, right? I don't remember who took second, but Alizam Muratov took fourth right hand. And of course, we all know who took first. That's kind of a no-brainer. Sandris.
In what class? The 110?
Yeah, right hand.
Yeah. I think it's a really good insight for some people because everyone has this notion. Well, not everyone. A lot of people have this notion that all of these elite guys that end up going to East versus West are all just walking chemical factories. And I think there's still a handful of these elite guys that are not. So Sandris is a good example of that.
Yeah, Sanders one left too. All right. And Billy's telling me his left is feeling pretty damn good. I'm glad.
According to who, Billy?
Because I'm telling you right now, here's the funny part, because this will segue into the next topic, but I want to go ahead and finish that. So, Billy, hold that comment because we'll talk about that in a sec. But it's interesting because are you basing everything off one-on-one matches, or are you basing off tournament matches? Because with tournaments, there's so many variables, right? And it's kind of hard to dictate who's at the cream, at the crop, or whatever, Hey, Queen. That's interesting because I mean, if you look at it from a positive standpoint, you would think Alazan might get a shot. But then again, it's like here comes Krasny. Where's he at in the mix? Was he on the first card of East vs. West, number 1?
It was one of those.
There were so many, because I think East vs. West won. There were like so many people. There were like 30 dudes there.
I have been, just to make it about me again, I have been offered a match with Krasny so many times over the years, and something always happens that just derails it.
On his end?
No, just in general. Like the last time was COVID. Like we were supposed to pull in the WAL. And I think we actually ended up, we had it booked again for one of Jeff Frank's events, TAL.
Oh, yeah.
And then we had it booked
for Red Deer.
Yeah, I mean, that was the same thing that happened to the Marcio match that I was supposed to have. That was another TAL one, and it just kept getting derailed because the pandemic kind of quieted down, and then it picked back up again, then it quieted down, and it never happened. But
right,
I believe that I was actually offered Krasny by Neil Pickup at one point as well.
Did he still offer you Terrence Opperman?
Oh, it's there, but I mean, I got to go where, for right now, it has to make sense from an economic standpoint.
Oh, easy. There's an easy answer for that. You get a hold of the high five guys, I guarantee you won't pass that up.
Well, William asked me, says, be honest, who do you want to arm wrestle? And honestly, I never thought about Krasny. But it's a match that I did want really badly at one point. And we both were willing to do it.
Well, and we don't know what Krasny has on his schedule nowadays. It's good. I mean, usually when it's WAF season, like World's coming up, Krasny's not taking him. He wants to focus on that. And good for him because he's at a point now in his career where it's like, I want to collect as many world championships and attempts as much as I can. Hey. Look who's in. Look who's here. Yes, yes. Hey, you know what? Great minds think alike. You know what I mean?
All right,
And
Neil. We'll talk more.
could you imagine? Check this out, Ryan. What if we were on the same card? And it
What
was
if we're about to be on the same card?
oh, yeah, that's true. But what if we're on the same card somewhere else and there was a Terrence Opperman versus Ryan Espey on the same card as a Chocolate Thunder versus Thick Skin, whatever, that kind of thing,
Yeah, I agree.
That would be awesome,
I think Neil Pickup should tell us who won between Georgie and Devin Larratt, and he should tell us right now.
Well, here's the thing. I'm excited to see that. They still ain't finishing getting out the rest of Iron House 3 out. So
hey, Jason Merlot is in the chat.
Is that Merlot? Jason. And you see what, guys? You see how happy I got when he got on there? Because once again, we're talking about left-hand pullers. Everyone disrespects the southpaws in this sport. Not over here. No, sir. No. Merlot, my man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And then you got the Iron Gods with their mega match. It's like Canada versus Ireland/England. That's coming up September 30th, by the way.
I think I got blacklisted from that event.
Really?
No, I don't know, man. I just
Did you hear one of the matches that you might be interested in knowing? Just for shits and giggles? Mendaugas.
I know he's pulling.
Doskas against Rick Hatterbrick.
Yeah, I heard that there was going to be a match between Pavlo and Mendaugas.
Maybe. And here's Neil. Go ahead. Ryan is correct. Krasny was going to come in.
One.
There you go. It's coming, guys.
16th. Okay, we can wait that long. And FYI, Jay Clean, that was a left-handed match.
And guys, if you want to know all these results and stuff, you want to see them, be sure to become a member of the Arm Wars channel, please. Don't be a weirdo and hey, who won? Tell me who I won. No, be a fan. Like I'm a fan. I'm always there. Which reminds me, I got to get another Arm Wars t-shirt, by the way. I think I got plenty of Arm Wars hoodies. I just need a t-shirt now. So
Jason Merlot talking about people don't give credit to his right arm. I feel your pain, buddy. But I will tell you that Jason Merlot's right arm looked pretty solid at the high five.
Yeah. It'd be funny, and this is the part where Neil might just stop talking to me when I say this, but can you imagine an Arm Wars versus Arm Gods event?
Ooh. I think Neil just left the building.
But at the same time, you probably can't because some of those guys pull for both, promotions. But this is where, and I think he had one of the ideas. It was like Team USA or Team North America versus, Team England or something like that. I think that was one of the deals he wanted to have. So, but yeah, you can do something like that.
I saw the lineup for those matches. I think Canada is going to smash that team. That Arm Gods event.
I mean, Uncle John, BLM, Alan Ford, Rick Hatterbrick, John Terrian. Man, they got some studs, but they got some killers too. So it's going to be interesting. And again, that'll be taking place on September 30th.
Yeah.
Now, Billy Berg, he said his left hand's feeling good. Well, my friend, it better. But I got something going on anyway this coming weekend.
Well, here I thought you were going to shit talk Billy, but now you're going into something else.
It does. It'll be. I can shit talk Billy all I want to, but this will be, kind of about what he was saying, because this coming weekend, if you guys have been following, is the last qualifier of the World Series of Arm Wrestling tournament. We've had 4 qualifiers. This will be the 4th, but we've had 3 already, broken up into north, south, east, west, right? So we've had the east in New York. We've had the south in Texas. We've had the west in Riverside, California, not last weekend, but the weekend before. And now the last qualifier, North Region in Roy, Utah. I will be there, and the finals will be in San Diego in November. Now, here's the thing. I have a super match on Friday and a super match on Saturday along with the tournament. Big day for me. Busy, busy, busy. So, but here's the thing. The left-handed match hasn't been quite as talked about as the right-hand match. So my left-hand match is Friday night during weigh-ins. That's where all the super matches will be, except for the main one. So I got my hands full with Mr. Jordan Seal.
That match is not getting any attention.
Here's the deal, man. So Justin Green and myself, longtime rivals. He was my first ever real big money super match. Well, to me, $100 was real big back in 2013. But, that match, and he took me to the cleaners 3-0. And we became lifelong friends after that. Now, it's 10 years in the making. He's gotten heavier. I've gotten heavier. And he's coming off shoulder surgery because he pulled in this World Series of Arm Wrestling thing last year, injured his shoulder to where he had surgery. Now he's coming back from it. This will be his first serious tournament since the surgery. And it just so happens to be me. So that's why that's getting a lot of, love. But left hand against Jordan Seal, the weird thing about it was these matches were set at the same time. But not knowing, I didn't hear anything from Jordan for a while. So at one point I thought we weren't doing it, Then it's back on. It's just I haven't promoted it. I haven't helped promote it for a while because my brain has just been Justin Green. I want this match. And I'm not, taking Jordan lightly. But, yeah, left hand against Jordan Seal, Friday night during the weigh-ins along with, 2 other super matches. And then Saturday, the tournament itself. But we kick things off with Justin and myself, Justin Green. So, Billy Berg, just so you know. Yes, there'll be footage out there. I'll do a whole thing, before the match, talk about what I feel, how I feel. After the match on my YouTube channel, talk about how I feel, this, that, and the other. But the actual match with Justin probably won't be filmed because there'll be a film crew there. So that will not, the tournament will be filmed by the film crew. So nobody's going to be able to do all that kind of stuff, just FYI.
So how are you feeling about that match?
With Jordan or Justin?
Well, let's start with Jordan.
There were 2 guys in the last decade or so that I've really wanted just one win on. That'd be Jacob Abbott and Jordan Seal. And I am 0 forever combined against both guys. Never beaten Jordan, never beaten Jacob. That's just what it is. When you pull somebody multiple times over the years, you kind of feel like, damn, I just can't get over that hump. You know what I mean? And, you really want this in the worst way. You really do. I feel confident. If I was pulling right hand, I would have no confidence pulling Jordan. Left hand, I think I feel a little bit better, We're going to have to wait and see,
Jay Clean has got all the good one-liners today.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Well, I mean, honestly, because, and to answer the question, where's my weight? Right now, I'm sitting at 228. So
you guys will be close in weight.
Yeah.
Oh, Billy, you better be watching this match. You better be watching.
Because here's the thing. I mean, you can watch last year's Louisiana, I guess, or was it earlier this year? Jordan Seal and Jonathan Brita. That was left hand. You can go and say, and I'm not comparing myself to Lachlan Adair, but the last time I seen Jordan pull was Lachlan Adair when he went to Australia, but I am nowhere near Lachlan Adair. So I really can't take too much into that, you know.
And then right-handed?
I feel good. I want to just, and I hate to say this, I want to get through this match with no injuries.
Because in a very short time, like 1 month from now, you will be in Canada.
I'm not pulling Billy Burke right hand, so I don't give a rat's ass what happens that. I'm gonna give everything I got to Justin, but this pain in my wrist is just really starting to piss me off now. Our arthritis is a pain in the ass, but again, my right hand is like bipolar. I think that's the good word to use it, because sometimes it shows up, other times it doesn't, you know. No, it's just how it goes sometimes, you know.
Now, oh, Billy, come on now. So this World Series of Arm Wrestling, the finals are happening. Do we know what the prizes are for the finals? And can I just show up and pay my way into the finals?
Well, they got a big watch for the prize. That ain't the prize money, but they got a big giant watch. That's pretty badass. So that'll take place November 4th, San Diego, California. That is the finals. Let me see what the breakdown is. It's weird weight classes, by the way, because it goes 176, 209, 239, and then 240 and above, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's that. Masters is 50 and over, so I can't pull that. But I'm looking to see about the payouts. I don't see it. At least it's not on this particular flyer that I have. So, but either way, it's going to be good though. So that I do know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just want to get there and you know, with the right hand, just kind of. I'm taking it seriously. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I just don't want to be injured, because after this match with Justin, I am shutting down the right hand for the rest of the year. So,
well, I am pulling a couple super matches right away. So you're coming up here. We got you versus Billy in a left-handed super match at his event.
Mm-hmm.
We got me and Cody, which, you know, should be a 3-0 beating on Cody.
Yeah, we're not doing 6 rounds, are we?
Billy, what's it the best out of? 5, 9, 13?
Yeah, because that you know, I actually know what the hell's going on. So,
and then we got Gabriella going against Sarah Wilson.
Man, you know, I'm telling you right now,
Dan Woodley, I would do both arms with Cody. For sure I would. And the last time I actually pulled Cody was when I put my right arm at the table.
Didn't you guys pull on the side table, after table at the Las Vegas event last year?
Yeah, I pulled the left arm. I pulled him right arm in the tournament, though, and it was right after my first time I ever put my elbow on a pad after my injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up fouling out of the match, but I had with the way Cody pulls, he just pulled right into the spot where I was vulnerable and just top rolled me right open.
Right.
So we got Cody left-handed. A week later, I've got that Mansask thing where I'm pulling some guys that called me out. Solomon Latimer left-handed from Saskatchewan, and Steve Gaber right-handed.
Really?
Yeah. And then right after that, it looks like, well, Monster Michael Todd might be talking about something by the sounds of it. But we also have,
December 2nd is the Monster Factory 5, by the way. So
yeah. but I do know the potential date for the next High Five event, and I will definitely keep that open just in case, because when those guys call, the answer is yes.
I need to know what the hell's going. Swear to God, if they say December 2nd, God damn it.
What's on December the 2nd?
Well, that's Monster Factory 1.
Oh yeah,
that you might be a part of, and then potentially be a part of, and then I'll be right up north, just one state up above me. I'll be at the Washington State Championships. So,
yeah.
but I don't want to ignore some of these questions. Like there's a question.
Yeah.
Who would we match up against Alazan with the right hand?
Oh my!
I'm assuming East versus West, right?
Who do you put against him with the right hand? My God.
Well, hell, who's
Matt Mask?
And did we talk about him yet? I mean, his announcement, we haven't talked about that, have we?
No, we haven't. Remind me of the announcement.
He said he had Ron Bath in one of the matches. I got to find my text, man, because that's the one thing we didn't touch base on, because Matt, I put a video out there, and I'm like, what's really going on? And so Matt Mask has Ron Bath at King of the Table September 23rd.
That's pretty soon.
Yeah. Wagner Bortolato at East vs. West in January 2024. Feel free to speak up, people. Come on, chat. Let's go.
Well, I'm seeing some comments in here, and like this one. Ron and Matt have always had decent matches.
Mm-hmm.
Matt generally has come out on top. Maybe, I don't know what they're trying to do here. This should be a win for Matt.
Right.
Unless he truly has slipped. I don't think he's slipped. I just think they gave him, matches that weren't really favorable. I think
Derek
Matt's
Smith
going to win.
Now, I will say this, though. The difference between East vs. West and King of the Table is that East vs. West, you don't have any wiggle room. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you can afford to give away one, maybe two matches to figure out your opponent at King of the Table. You don't have that luxury East vs. West because it is, best of 5, or the way I like to call it, a race to 3. You know what I mean?
And to answer your question, Dan, I don't think so. I don't think he's ever been this big when he's gone against Ron.
And kudos to him for, like I said, he did what he had to do. He won the East vs. West finale, which got him this opportunity. Now,
Svitan will never have a match. I don't think Svitan will ever have a match there.
Anyway, at King of the Table?
At King of the Table or East versus West.
Why is that?
Isn't he involved in that lawsuit against WAF? Now, there's some loose affiliations. I get it. But there's influence. There's being told no, and then there's influence.
Well, I didn't want to talk too much about that because that wasn't what today's topic was. No. But, I feel because now where does he compete at?
Well, his match at the High Five will guarantee him to come back to the High Five. He looked awesome.
And like I said, with, I don't want to say people are blackballed, but with, we'll say a lid, right?
Yeah.
When there's a lid on there, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, okay, well, guess what? I can go to this organization and compete. I can go to that organization and compete. Of course, the director organizer has to say, yes, we'd love to have you here. First and foremost, Dan Woodley, next show's a soapbox. Yes, we'll get one. I didn't really have a soapbox because everything was pretty cool, you know. Neil Pickup says Alazan versus Bacho or Rhino versus Sanders. Sanders are all excellent options. Yeah. Watch Neil book that match. So, yeah, that'll be a hell of a match.
What else do we got? We got where were we going that you said we kind of went back to the Matt Mask thing. Oh yeah. Let's do the the fact that Wagner's right hand. I haven't seen Wagner's right hand in action in years. I don't recall seeing Wagner's right hand pull since the Arnold Classic like 8 years ago.
Do you think it's a mismatch? Because depending on who you are, what hand you pull, it's going to favor the other person. Give him a bigger. If it was left hand, Wagner in the line, you know, landslide. If it was right hand, you would think it'd be Matt in a landslide. So I'm trying to figure out the match itself, like why, you know. Curious to me.
Because they're both nuts.
Right.
That's why.
Well, if you want excitement, rest assured you better have that table double bolted down, because I'm telling you.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's going to be fun to watch. I think that Wagner is going to be going for a shoulder roll and ended up with a flop wrist, and Matt might get pinned one time, and then it's all Matt.
Billy Berg said, would anyone be strong enough for Jeff Dabe in Manitoba besides you, Ryan? Why? Does he need a match or something?
Apparently Jeff Dabe's coming up. So left-handed Billy. No, I don't think so.
How strong is he, though? Because for somebody like Jeff Dabe, you don't attack his hand.
But that's where you're wrong. You do attack his hand.
Is he strong enough in the hook?
Because every time I've beat him, it's because I've folded his wrist over.
Really?
Yeah. No,
wow.
Billy, no. Billy, no. Look for someone outside the province. Call Kyle Rayner. Call Solomon Latimer. Those are your two guys left-handed.
Jason goes, what happens first? Matt Mass breaks a finger or Wagner breaks a table? Let's all put a money in the jar on that one.
I don't think I think Engen's going to have extra reinforcement on the table. So,
oh yeah,
he'll be ready for it. He doesn't want a replay of last time. Although he managed to break the base too.
Right. You've pulled Jeff Dabe before. So Jay Clean says Jeff Dabe is more awkward than strong. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a combination of those two things. So when he grips you, his thumb is here and his fingers are down here somewhere. Like his hand is so wide that he like grabs your whole arm. But it also creates a disadvantage for him because you can lever through his fingers.
Right.
Oh man. There we go. Wagner spits up his heart right on the table.
I only say that because when you have a huge hand like Jeff, you would think right off the bat, just with the eye test, that he'll use his hand for the advantage, but that's not always the case, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's freaky. He's different to arm wrestle against, but a guy with a good hand control can beat him. Like his hand will stay closed, but his wrist will open.
Right. It's almost like when you pull Oleg Zoik or Zoc with that weird hand.
Yeah, very similar. Very similar.
Wow. Well, like I said, I mean, why? I'm asking Billy because it sounds like he's looking for a match. So, is he putting more? Hey, Billy, are you putting more matches on the card or what?
Jeff Dave is not far from here, so he could potentially just drive.
Yeah, there's always that.
So it's not. It would be a good one to have on the card. I think it would be. Maybe Kyle comes in from Thunder Bay. That'd be a good match.
I'm still looking for the flyer. What the hell, Billy? I'm still, hey, competition shirts, flyer. Yes.
Oh yeah, I still got to get him a photo. I have a practice tonight, so maybe I'll get someone to take a picture tonight.
You know who I would love to pull in Canada or from Canada? Well, there's two people actually. I guess let's play the guessing game. Billy, you from Canada. Ryan, you're from Canada. There's two people I would love to pull from Canada. I know you can probably guess one of them. No, actually, now there's three. Sorry, three.
Around your weight. Yeah, BLM's one of them.
Good answer, but nah, I don't think I'm not quite there. I'll have to be.
Okay.
I have to get Keith enough to be pissed off to pull him.
Don't say Clayton.
No. No. Well, I'll give you a clue. It was well, there's one. There's three of them, and Dan Woodley got one of them. Yes, Evan Burgoyne would be one. Another clue would be he was supposed to be my original opponent for Arm Wars at Iron House 3. No, not Chris Gobby. Is he even around anymore?
I don't remember who that is. Is it Joe Fox?
No. Uncle John. There you go, Marco. There you go.
He was supposed to be my original... Uncle John, and who else?
And the last person, nobody will guess. Oh, yeah. No, it's not Ryan. But I pulled him one time at a tournament, 2012 at the U.S. Open, and I took a loss to him. But I always want to say, you know what? I would love to have another crack at him. It'll be hard for y'all to guess, but I like this game, the guessing game.
Give me a province. You know a province?
Saskatchewan.
Kane Hemsing?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
We'll love to pull that guy again, Yeah, so there you go. Those are the three guys I would love to pull. I mean, Uncle John, of course. And honestly, of the three, I think the one with Uncle John might be more realistic. Because and we had that whole thing, just that match between Uncle John and myself that was supposed to happen was going to blow the doors off. Like, that would have been fucking made for TV. As Neil would say, that would have been iron. But John has some travel issues that was out of his hands. So Evan would love to pull that guy, but he just bop. That's what he does. But I know his brain is all into the, hey, arm guys. So
Billy, I'd be shocked if Frazier comes out here for the 7th. Shocked.
Frazier Benoit?
Mm-hmm.
Was he also on that Canada team that went to Las Vegas when y'all pulled Mike Todd? And was he the other match against Sean Hancock? Was that him?
Yes, he did have the match with Sean Hancock.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would be the more likely one would be Uncle John. But yeah, we'll have to do, have a shot at Kane, whatever, that kind of stuff, whatever. So but I think, yeah, more realistic. But I think, nothing against Uncle John, but him and Evan are, when arm guys come and calling, they're like, boom, I'm there. Damn everything else. It's all about arm guys, which, good for them, I don't think they signed any kind of contract, which wouldn't prevent them from pulling outside of that. But that's just how I see things. Because I think those two are made for that promotion. So good for them.
Yeah, well, I guess they are. It's a show.
Yeah. I don't know if they're going to have a press conference. Are they going to be smacking beers up each other's heads again? I don't know. because Evan's not pulling Paul. So, in fact, I got the card. You want to hear it?
Yeah, sure.
What we got? 10 minutes left. I'll go ahead and read the card right quick. So, it's called Valhalla 2, right? So you got Craig Sanders and Nicola Gazzetto. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, okay. I haven't. Interesting.
That's for the what is it? It's for the 85 Commonwealth title, right arm, 85 kg title match.
Okay.
You got Matt Smith, Ted Wilson, left arm match. You got Big B and Rob Frampton, super heavyweight right arm match. You got 85 kg match left arm, Jason Hill versus Durrell Staken. You got Andrew Jones versus Richard Laurie. Did I already say Matt Smith and Ted Wilson?
Yep.
Okay, you got Jamie Statham, Adrian Popescu. I know all about Adrian, so I already know how that works, you know. Then we got Scott James versus Uncle John. And then we start getting juicy with James Wall versus Alan Ford for the 100 kg Commonwealth title belt, right arm. We got David Bradford versus John Terrian, right arm. We got James Stewart, super heavyweight left arm. James Stewart versus Porkchop. We got James Beach. This is 105 kg. I didn't know these guys weigh these much, but 105 left arm match between James Beach and Beerman Evan McGoran. And the match I'm looking forward to, Elliot Eccles versus BLM for the 110 kg Commonwealth Championship right arm. We got Connor Sale versus Daniel, is it Lebre? And then, of course, the main event for the super heavyweight right arm championship, Mindaugas Doskas versus Rick Heidebrecht. September 30th, Canada versus United Kingdom / Ireland.
Huh.
There you have it.
There you have it.
And they, of course, those guys have been going at it back and forth, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that match. There's some match I'm looking forward to see, but of course, I think you got to order it. It's pay-per-view, obviously, you know. So check out the Arm Gods website and, you know, have fun with that. Who's the guy from a high five? What the guy we had the guest on again? What was his name again?
Will,
yeah.
Will Blazeski.
And man, if the experience was anything that you had said, man, oh man, be very fortunate.
So Jay, Will, and Chris. There's 3 guys.
I'm jealous of guys like you and Jason Merlot because y'all got treated like, you know, when you get there and they meet you and greet you at the airport and you got, you know, grab bags full of, you know, all kind of good stuff. I'm like, wow, you know, itineraries, because I ain't never, well, worlds, yeah, but I ain't never been nowhere where they have an itinerary, you know, like, hey, we're going to do this. We're going to eat at this. And then it's like the press conference. I mean, that was pretty cool, man. I think that's the next thing.
And they pretty much stuck to it, like right from like the schedule stuck, except for the, you know, the technical difficulties before the pay-per-view being delayed. Yeah.
Couple things I want to hit. Somebody said something about Dan Woodley said, how about Sylvain Perron as far as what the Arm Gods match? Because I guess, you know, Jay is feeling
good today.
Okay, Billy Berg says, if you guys decide to have me on the show in the near future, I'll explain all the plans, what I have on the mind-blowing, my last tournament out of the water. All right. There you go.
All right, Billy. We will commit to having you on the show at some point before the event in October.
Are we pulling for a war? What are we pulling? Because usually the super matches are pulling for something. Is it money? Is it an award? What are we pulling for? I'll be kind of curious.
Billy, you're going to have to tell us.
Yeah, what are we pulling for, man?
And hey, Billy's wife, Anna, got a win on Jose Morneau on the weekend.
Really? That's big time stuff right there. Because Morneau is a legend.
And Perry Reznovsky, who's a name you probably don't recognize, came back and won the left arm super heavyweight at this tournament. He's a former national champion in the 110 kilo class, and came back and beat all the guys that were up and comers. And nice to see him back.
Well, good. Well, man, I'm telling you what, that's exciting right there. So, once again, we got all kind of stuff coming up. You know, this weekend we got the last qualifier for the World Series of Arm Wrestling. I think things kick off in Malaysia for IFA Worlds. Is it next week? It might be next weekend, either this weekend or next weekend.
So, Jody, let me ask you: should North America put in a bid for the IFA Worlds at some point in the not so distant future?
Ryan, I'm going to say this. This is going to piss everybody off. I know some things behind the scenes.
Ooh. Jay Clean, I'm not going to Malaysia, but I would love to go to Greece. And Victoria was listening when we were talking about it.
What did Victoria say?
She would like to go.
Okay, so here's the thing, right? So I told my wife about Greece next year. She says, book it, we're in. So can you imagine this? Oh, hey, everybody in the chat, what if? And oh my Lord, can you imagine the Can-Am Connection on site in Greece? Because Espey and myself will be hanging out, Mrs. Espey, Mrs. Williams will be hanging out. The four of us will go out, get a bite to eat, that kind of stuff. Man, what the hell,
Scott, better late than never, Scott. And Jody's going to spill it to me in 1 minute when we go off the air, and he's going to tell me behind the scenes.
Well, okay, what about, I'll you know what? You know that grade school comment? I'll show you yours if you show me mine. So, Canada, what's going on with you guys? I don't even know. I mean, we all talked about what? Was it 2027?
I'm going to try to not be negative about this because it's weird to me. But, and I can't argue with guys that throw ridiculous shit back at me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just constantly off-ramping and gaslighting everything. But what is happening is Canada, the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation, and all of its provincial affiliates are neutral.
Right.
We do not qualify for IFA or WAF, and we are not members of either.
Independent.
There is a group in Canada that maintains a membership with WAF. They have bid on the 2027 WAF championships and been told that they are getting it in, I believe it is Ottawa. The Ontario Arm Wrestling Association has no knowledge of this.
Boy, it's like 2003 all over again. Ottawa, right?
Yep. So the WAF championships may be in Canada in 2027.
Well, I know as far as IFA Worlds go is that the United States is putting a bid in. I don't know for what year, though, because I don't know. All I know is that it's Malaysia this year, Greece next year. Outside of that, I don't know where, but I know we're putting a bid in. So,
well, they kind of got a shitty deal with the one they had because the pandemic kind of derailed the whole thing.
Who?
The IFA Worlds, where, it got delayed and delayed and delayed, and then it eventually happened, and then...
Had it not been for the pandemic, I think we would have had a bigger turnout. because
a lot of countries still couldn't travel.
Right. I mean, there were some people there. I mean, there's pictures of me and some guys from Kazakhstan and, you know, Brazil and all that kind of stuff. So originally, here's check this out, guys. Can someone tell me, Ron, you probably know this. Anybody in the chat, tell me the first IFA Worlds where it was. There's your. I didn't have a soapbox today, but I have a did you know? So
you want me to try to answer?
You probably already know.
Was it in the homeland of Igor Mazurenko? Arm Sport Videos got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
2019 was in Poland, and that was on the same weekend as the Nemirov.
Yep.
And yeah, everyone was there. Had COVID not kicked in, then yeah, we probably have more, because originally United States was hosting IFA Worlds in 2020. Obviously, that didn't happen, so they postponed it. 2021 was there. Some people still weren't able to come. Some people did, others weren't. And of course, you know, last year was what? France, and then this year is Malaysia. Next year is Greece. So there you go.
Yeah. Anyway, buddy, we're at the time, so let's put a bow on this one and hang around with me for a second so you can give me the details that we're not sharing with anybody.
Yes, and wish me luck, everybody, this weekend. Wish me luck.
Good luck, man.
No injuries. Yes, Billy Berg. I believe I can show footage of my left-hand match, because that's during the weigh-ins, because the weigh-ins are Friday night with the super matches. It's the Saturday one I can't show. It's right-handed anyway, so no one cares about that, right? You don't anyway, Billy, so it's all right. But yeah, wish me luck. I am leaving first thing Friday morning and traveling to Utah. So yeah.
Awesome. See you, buddy.
See y'all next week, guys.